What's going on, everybody? We're here for another Let's Talk Jurassic on a Friday night. This is interesting. This is a little bit different. We're not usually here on Friday nights, so we got some fun stuff to talk about here. Some news just popped up that you guys might be interested in. Just thinking you guys might be interested in some news. If you're reading the video and the link below, you'll find out exactly what that news is, and we're gonna get into it right away. We got a bunch of people in here. Make sure to share this around all your social medias, like the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're gonna be talking about a live action series for Jurassic World that could be coming here from Amblin Television. It seems like everybody's freaking out in the chat over there, so this is gonna be fun. I'm very excited for this, and this is just some random Friday night news for y'all. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about this thing, and this is all courtesy, I guess, of Jurassic Outpost. So they shared. Let me see here. Let me get this up here for you guys so you can see exactly what we're talking about. They shared some information over on their website about this live action TV series, which will be coming, I guess, at some point from Amblin Entertainment or Amblin TV. There it is. There's their article right there. So you can just kind of go ahead and follow along with me. I'll just go ahead and read it. Live action from Daryl Frank and Justin Falvey. So this is interesting. This is real interesting. I'm kind of like trying to learn this along with you guys. I saw it pop up and I'm like, you know what? We should definitely live stream about this. I see Chris is in there, and more like Jurassic Outhouse. I mean, I didn't say it. Man. But they're like an outhouse pouring some Jurassic goodness down the tunnel, down the chute here. That's gross. That's very gross. But we've got Daryl Frank and Justin Falvey, the co-presidents of Amblin Television. And I'm just reading it right here from their article, there we go. If I scroll, that would help. They oversee all development, production, and programming for the company. They serve as executive producers on all Amblin Television productions, and recently as producers on The Americans with Kerry Russell and Matthew Reese. So that's pretty cool. I don't know anything about these guys. I think I watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes of The Americans. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys follow along with The Americans? Is that something you're into? I've heard good things. And look, it's got a bunch of awards right there, as we can see in the article. Yeah, and they go on, everybody at Jurassic Outpost goes on to mention that, that there's no information right here as far as like what this is going to be, or if it's coming, or where it's going to be. And they do point out the fact that, Peacock is coming. That's if you don't know what that is, that's the streaming service that NBC, Comcast, and all that are working on rolling out pretty soon. Actually, I think if you're a Comcast subscriber, I think it's honestly next month, April, because they were actually intending on doing a whole big Peacock Live event out at Universal Studios Hollywood, but that thing was just kind of canned, that entire live event. So we're not going to be getting any kind of juicy tidbits just yet from that thing. They had a big, program set up with panels and different stuff we'd learn about the ride. They had a lot of stuff for the Jurassic World ride out there, Halloween Horror Nights, and obviously the streaming service, I guess, there. But yeah, they canceled it due to concerns about the COVID-19 virus that's going around the world, spreading around. How far it's going to spread around the globe, as Jeff Goldblum would say in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. But you've never heard of Peacock. Yeah. So Peacock's it's interesting. It's kind of confusing as to how it works, but it's it's got all the well not all, but it's got a lot of the content that you would want from NBC, stuff like The Office, Parks and Rec. I think Comcast, I guess. So I'm still trying to like wrap my head around this whole thing because there's like different levels and stuff. There's like it's free, but it's also like if you want to pay for premium, it's like $5, I think, if you have Comcast. Don't quote me on all this. And then it's also like $10, I think, if you don't have Comcast, but you want no ads, I guess. So maybe it's I don't know. I'm very just speaking off the top of my head. What am I doing wrong, Clayton? What's going on? But yeah, it's a very interesting service, and I mean, for me, it's going to have a lot of great stuff that I'm interested in. So, does it have whatever this series is going to be? That's Peacock is kind of like to the side of this discussion, but it's a possible suitor for any Jurassic stuff. It is interesting that Peacock is coming here like literally next month, but we don't know anything about oh no, and that's not true. Camp Cretaceous is coming to Netflix like in August. So I don't know why that's happening. Like why did they not save it for their streaming service? I guess they just wanted to throw it on Netflix with all the other DreamWorks stuff. Netflix produced, DreamWorks produced. So oh, my spread around the globe. Yeah, that was probably not like very good. But sorry, I'm just reading the comments. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, if you're going to debut a live action Jurassic television series, it would make the most sense for the company to do this, unless their licensing deals and all that stuff are more lucrative, so they can give it out to Netflix or wherever. Comcast, I think they just recently got rid of their shares or lost their whatever it is, bought out from Hulu, so that's not really a thing anymore. But yeah, they really, and I know Chris Pugh is pointing out that they need strong exclusive original content. And that's true. I mean, honestly, myself, the fact that The Office is going to be on there and Parks and Rec, that's enough. I know it's like I'm just throwing money at them, but like I literally watch that almost every day. It's like the show that we just put on in our house when we're not watching anything. Or so if they did have stuff like, a Jurassic series or a Fast and Furious series, like, they don't have a lot of properties to work with here, but the ones that they do like would be great if they did like a Universal Monsters series or something like that, because they've always teased these like expanded universes for the dark universe for the monsters and stuff like that. That would be a perfect place to do that and not get in trouble with the fans, like, of a major franchise and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're just catching up here, Jurassic Outpost reported this, a live action series in development with Justin Falvey and Daryl Frank. Now, I don't know them at all, but let's go ahead and take a look here. I've got Justin Falvey here from IMDb. So he's a producer. Animaniacs, I guess that's coming back, right? So The Talisman, Untitled Harriet Tubman Project, Cortez, Gremlins, The Secrets of Mogwai. That's gonna be interesting. Halo. I mean, like, wait, what's going on here? There's like a lot of really good stuff. Amazing Stories, Resident Alien. I almost said Evil, but that's not it. It says Alien. Let's see, Roswell, New Mexico. Only 2 episodes. Executive producer there. So a lot of stuff. The Americans, like we talked about before. Minority Report TV series. Falling Skies was a big one for a while. Steven Spielberg produced as well, I believe. So yeah, I mean, Terra Nova. You guys know Terra Nova, right? That was a big one. Not for very long, but it was a big one there. So everything, like almost everything on here, Las Vegas, like this stuff is big stuff. So sorry, I'm scrolling real fast for you guys, but you get the picture with Justin here. And let's move over to Daryl, Daryl Frank, it's probably all the same stuff. Yep, yep. Resident Alien. So Roswell and Falling Skies and all this stuff, they love aliens is what it comes down to. So maybe here's a little tip, guys. Maybe this is aliens are going to be in this Jurassic series. No, probably not. But you never know. You never know. But that's interesting, at least. So yeah, there they are. I don't know which one's which. Not sure. We'll find out one day. But yeah, I think this is very exciting, and we've continually talked about what we'd like a Jurassic World or just Jurassic in general live action series to be, and it's something that really needs a pretty decent budget to go forward. We just saw Terra Nova on there, right? On that list of stuff that they've produced. So yeah, that was kind of like a mixed bag. There was some really good stuff in there, some not so good looking stuff in there, but that's the closest thing we can kind of compare as far as like a new dinosaur series that's been, in the past several years. So I think it's something that you need to like really put some money into, and if it is for this streaming service, Netflix is throwing millions upon millions upon millions, billions, I think like $7 billion or something like that, right? Into all their, accumulatively, like into all of their projects. So, NBC, Universal, Amblin, Comcast, all really need to throw a lot of money at Peacock, for that to actually take off. But yeah, and Chris points out as well that it's tough to judge the resumes when they're just executive producers. But yeah, no, I just wanted to point out what they've been involved in to see what kind of overwork they oversee. So and there's a lot of good stuff on there, so I can't really fault that. It looks like they've got like their hands in so many pots, fire irons in the fire, whatever the thing is. I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff in there, but yeah, with big series happening right now, like it's an interesting time because Netflix and Disney Plus and even Hulu and Amazon and now Peacock, it's going to be pulling at like every dollar in our wallet, pulling us in all directions to try to get us with all this great stuff. So there's big series like on the horizon, and already big series out there and stuff. And I see Chris again talking, and Genozoic Artist talking about The Mandalorian. Like that's a big thing that you have to contend with because it's I think the second biggest show currently. I haven't checked in a little while. I think The Witcher was number one. And it's like every time a new series comes out, it's like the biggest series in the world. And you're like, okay, I mean, sure. So maybe by the time this one ever comes out, it's like the biggest series. So you never know. But I've got faith. I've got faith. Do you guys have any ideas as to what you'd like to see from a Jurassic show? I think there's plenty of ideas. Now, I know that they have a love for filling in this story around Jurassic World. Like they love this like minuscule point in time where the Indominus Rex breaks out. That's something that they really love. Or are they just going to continue on or go somewhere around Battle at Big Rock? Personally, I would love them to continue the story of Battle at Big Rock and that family. Now, this is funny because a while back, I don't know when it was, sometime, I was going to say this year, but no, last year, I think I was talking about Battle at Big Rock and what I'd like to see from that, and I pitched the idea of like that family going on these like kind of like the show Supernatural, kind of like how it's the two brothers, they go on their adventures and they hunt things, they save people. I kind of wanted that, but from the Battle at Big Rock crew. So the family, and I was like, what if the woman is a reporter, and like the guy, I think I said he was a cryptozoologist, like somebody who hunts Bigfoots and not hunts, but just tries to find evidence of these things, like mythical creatures. They have all these television shows, Bigfoot Hunters, and I don't know, all those other shows. There's like 1,500 of them. But then after I pitched that idea, not saying I had anything to do with that, but those motion comics came out. I was gonna sit here for a little bit and dream about what could have been. But the motion comics did come out, unfortunately. They were a thing. And they did that. They had the woman character in that was a reporter, and the guy in there was a ranger. So an animal or something. I forget, park ranger or something. But it's a very similar formula. So I don't want them to follow that crew. I want them to do that, but with the Battle at Big Rock people. And I think that would be fantastic, is just you go on this journey with them to kind of catalog these dinosaurs. And I think that's, whether they use those people or not, I think that's a cool idea, is the cataloging of dinosaurs, encounters, just creating a history of what has gone down. That could be something that's pretty cool. And who knows, by the time this ever comes out, we could be talking like, I don't know, like 2022 or 23 or something like late. Who knows? So at that point, we could have no idea where they're going to go. It could be something just related to how Jurassic World Dominion ends or whatever. But I think it's interesting. It's kind of hard to speculate on what it could be, like I said, because you just don't know where the series is headed. But I think a lot of people have said like the future of Star Wars is television. A lot of people in like creative positions, at Lucasfilm and Disney and stuff like that, have said that the future of that series is television. And we do see, The Mandalorian will continue to run strong. Cassian Andor series is starting up filming this summer. And, we still got the Obi-Wan series, happening at some point. So that might be starting summer as well. But, that's the future of that property. And that's outside of Jurassic and a few others, maybe like, continuing Harry Potter franchise with Fantastic Beasts and all that stuff. And obviously Fast and Furious, Marvel, and they're doing it too on Disney Plus as well with all their television series. So, Jurassic's got to step in here. So I'm down for that. If they did decide to go back to the Jurassic World time frame, like I was saying about, they love that little piece of time where the Indominus Rex escapes, because look, you got it in Jurassic World. You have Jurassic World Live Tour, and that does expand farther out than that, but it does include that moment. And then you have Camp Cretaceous, which is going to be centering around that as well, I think. So they do love that. So I'm wondering, like, will they center it there? I would personally love them to go back farther, and we've talked about this 100,000 times, is going back to the inception of the park. And we got a little bit in The Evolution of Claire, the novel from Tess Sharp, but even farther, just the structuring of the park and building it and corralling all the dinosaurs, transporting them from Site B to Nublar, whatever they had to do, to get this park into effect. And I think that would be a great way to start a series, because you could have a lot of drama and dinosaur encounters and stuff. It may get a little boring if you're working with a fully operational park, unless they wanted to do like The Office on Nublar. That would be, I'd be down for that if they want to branch out and do comedies. I know they attempted to do that, and I think it was NBC. I think they attempted to do that with the DC universe or something like that, and it just didn't work. And then I think they had to like restructure that show. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's plenty of routes they could take. But really, I would just like to see that, and then post Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I guess post Fallen Kingdom and post Dominion. So that's a name I'm like still trying to get used to saying all the time. So yeah, but there's so many ideas, so many places you could take this, and this is just the beginning, and there's a long way to go. We might not learn anything for a while, and I don't know where the information came from per se. But Jurassic Outpost has the report there, so that's awesome. It could be really cool. Could be really cool, and I really hope they devote the funds to this project. Otherwise, it needs it to make these dinosaurs real. It needs the animatronics to make these dinosaurs real. It needs a good cast, and not like we don't need like the Owens and Claires or the Grants and all that, but like we need a good believable cast, somebody with some heft to their acting and stuff like that. I want to go back here. Chris, Jurassic Souls, right? Thank you, man. Again, what do you're killing me here. This is crazy. It's you said my voice still hurts from screaming, but holy cow, this is insane. My brain is boggled over this being pre or post the Jurassic World incident. This is iconic. Thank you so much again for the super chat. Killing it, man. That's awesome. Oops, I just lost my page. Going back here. Oh, I'm like all over the place. But yeah, those are my two ideas. Trying to see if anybody else has any here. My chat disappeared, but it's coming back, I think. Maybe. There it is. There's the chat's back. Going through your comments here. This is Jurassic history. Yep. Jurassic Dave didn't believe it when he first read it. Yeah, Chris Pugh said they could probably do something cool with their dark universe. I don't know if you said that before or after or like during me saying it, but I didn't read that until now. That would be absolutely awesome if they did the dark universe on Peacock. You know, the DC TV shows are pretty huge right now. I would like something like that, but maybe even a bit better quality. But they're pretty huge, and the way that they're all connected, I've heard is pretty good. I haven't watched them, unfortunately. But I would love something like that, a connected dark universe. What they actually really wanted to do. I just saw actually The Invisible Man yesterday, and it is incredible. That movie is fantastic. It is so good. So please, like, go. I don't know why I'm saying please. Please go see this. Go see it because it's good. But that is not really setting up a dark universe or anything. But it's a great movie, and I'm sure they could make more in that kind of style, unconnected. But yeah, and Rice and Nelson here says, I hope they have some violent scenes like in Marvel's The Punisher on Netflix. That's an interesting thought. I know a lot of people are very keen on taking Jurassic into the R-rated realm with their productions, but it's never been a thing that I'm really too much into. So if they were to do a television series with that like I don't know what rating it is on TV, but with a darker turn with violence and language, maybe. I don't know. It just doesn't feel Jurassic to me to get too heavy on the gore and the violence and the language and stuff like that. Jurassic has always been something for families, so I don't know how especially with that pretty quickly. I didn't really care for the rest of the stuff, but it doesn't fit with their entire universe, and the fact that they just severed like the ties with that show and that entire universe of shows kind of says something. I don't really think they want to go that route. But right now we have, or coming up soon, we have Cape Cretaceous coming to Netflix, and that's going to be kid friendly, very kid friendly. So we're not going to get anything like that out of that show. But would they try to create an environment for both the kids and the adults? I don't know. I just think overall Jurassic needs to be viewable for everybody. I think everybody kind of needs to have their hands in it and be able to view it. Yeah, but let's see. Genozoic Artist says they must have seen my plot suggestion for a series with Vic Hoskins, his arm mangled and a burn scarred Delta now loyal to him. It's gold. Oh yeah. Do that. That sounds like a crazy like comic book crazy thing. Like that just sounds nuts. I don't think that would ever happen, but I like where you're going with that. Maybe that's the series, and maybe you even said this the other day. Maybe this is the Toy Story, not Toy Story. That would be that's like going to Sid's house. What I meant to say was the story based toys I think you were saying they should make with Mattel, but Toy Story, Dakota Morgan says a show on a JP or Jurassic World worker. Oh, definitely. But kind of like I was saying, that's a tough formula to crack, I would think, because Jurassic World, if it's an operating park, it's kind of tough to crack because it can't be a villain of the week kind of thing where it's just like, all right, here's another dinosaur breakout time and time again. They can't do that kind of thing. So I wonder how they could get a show like that to work with dinosaurs, with humans, with a worker or something like that. Because even if they didn't showcase the dinosaurs all the time or breakouts or attacks, I think people would be like, where are those things? Where are those attributes? Like, we kind of need those for a Jurassic, film or show or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know if that would work, but I do wish that would be a thing. I do. Yeah, Chris Pugh also talks about Westworld. He mentions Westworld if they're just willing to spend the money and hire talent. Westworld, which I'll be honest here, I fell off several episodes into season 2. I still have them all recorded. I just got to watch them sometime, but it's like it was kind of rough for me to get through those second season episodes. I know the third season's coming out pretty soon here, but yeah, they just like throwing money, at that show, and it's beautiful, and it's very Jurassic in a sense because Crichton and just the tone of what they were trying to accomplish with a park, but yeah, I don't know. And that's actually Westworld has always been one to like inspire my ideas for a Hammond-based television show or prequel of some sort. And I feel like I've always centered it around a television show, but like I think there's like moments in there where you see the younger versions of characters, like what's his name, Anthony Hopkins. And I kind of wish that could be the thing for like John Hammond. I would love to see the younger version of John Hammond in a Westworld style show, not as dark or like edgy, but like as well produced. And I know it would be very boring, and this would be a show that nobody would really care to watch probably. But I've always wanted to watch John Hammond. What do you call it? Just like starting his flea circus, starting his entrepreneurship, and apparently becoming Dr. John Hammond and stuff like that. So I don't know. I would love to see something like that. There's a chat. I was like, where's the chat? I lost it for a second. Yeah, Tyrannus Senpai says, I pray this doesn't become another Prime Evil. Yeah, that's the thing with dinosaur-based shows, or, you know, a lot of shows with dinosaurs or monsters or dragons, like stuff like that. They can be really well done, or they can just be really not good at all. And it's very hard. Like, they have to find a balance with these dinosaurs because they probably, I don't know, they might not be able to afford dinosaurs on screen all the time, or animatronics on screen all the time. But yeah, you just can't let it go sour. But you know, the way that The Mandalorian is producing stuff with screens, you know, it looks, you'd never know when you watch that show. All, like, a lot of the scenery that you see is just a screen that they set up in a room, in a studio, and it looks beautiful. And then you see those, like, behind the scenes shots, and you're like, how'd you do this? And then John Hammond walked in, and he's like, I'll show you. I gotta stop making these comparisons to the movies. But that's why I'm here. So Jurassic Souls says maybe this can lead into Jurassic World Dominion. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it is possible that it could go from Fallen Kingdom through Battle at Big Rock and then move into the world that is Jurassic World Dominion. Danny Castro, Biosyn explored more. Absolutely. Definitely. I would love to see what's going on since 1993, and that's an idea I got way too many ideas, guys. You want to sit down and have some meetings with me? Got ideas. All the coffee's gone. Sound like Jack Sparrow. Oh man, I just skipped like real far. Jurassic Dave, let's see what's going on the other side, the other end of Isla Nublar. Definitely. Honestly, like, I shouldn't mention what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something that I don't feel like I should spoil. But there's some good stories out there where they could potentially go. I just don't think they ever will, because it's soft canon and all. Hatbox Ghost. Focusing on the human element and actual elements of adult fear and sci-fi will be important. I am so tired of the bobblehead pop figure style. Wait, what are you talking about? You don't like bobbleheads? You don't like these things? I mean, this one's not a bobblehead, but this one's a bobblehead. But yeah, focusing on the humans, I think, is the way to go with Jurassic in general. Like focusing on how humans see these dinosaurs. Yeah, Hatbox Ghost is continuing about the tone. They don't need to go into the R realm as far as the language, but JP and The Lost World had darker tones. I don't want Punisher vibes, but I want the original tone back. The original tone. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely a difference. It's a difference in time, a difference in the way movies are made, the cast, stuff like that. So that tone was definitely I would assume you would agree, brought back for Battle Epic Rock. I think there's plenty of that tone in the other two movies as well, Jurassic World movies. Um, but I think I get what you mean. Zap Rouse Dower was just listening to this podcast. Hey, thank you. It's like 24/7 like content for you. You listen. There's probably another episode, and then because like last week I put out 3 episodes. What was I doing? Um, and then I'm live streaming for you guys at 10:30. Let's do this. Um, Jurassic Dave appreciates when things are left to the imagination and not explicitly shown. Of course, I think that's a great thing. Um, yeah, I mean I think we're kind of referring to like what I was talking about with showing dinosaurs and spending money. Um, yeah, that works to an extent. When you're in a 2-hour movie and you can tease these things, whether it's the dinosaurs in the first movie or Godzilla in the 2014 movie or the aliens in Signs. Like if you're gonna tease these things, there has to be a payoff at some point. Um, so yeah, it's not something they could really leave a lot to imagination. I think at some point people will be like, "Where's the stuff? Where is it?" I'm here for dinosaurs. And Ryson's going back here to the Disney Netflix stuff. Um, no, it wasn't because people didn't like the show. Yeah, no, I mean, I think the people didn't really love the shows. They liked them, but I don't feel like they were overwhelmingly loved as well. So, but yeah, there was the whole, Disney coming in and getting rid of things, and especially with Disney Plus coming around, it's not something that they would carry over. And plus, there's a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with Marvel as far as who is running their operations, TV side and film side. So now that's all kind of straightened out, and all the stuff that was produced for TV, um, kind of erased from existence. um, but yeah. Christian Brannon here says a series set between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World leading up to the inception and creation of Jurassic World, or a series, whatever happens after Dominion. Hey, I mean, I don't know if you came in here late, but those are literally the things that I said. Yeah, that's literally what I said. Anything building up to Jurassic World, seeing how they capture, like that's so interesting to me is to see how they captured the dinosaurs, how they got that island back into shape, like literally building. I know this is all boring stuff that really won't come to fruition in any sense, but like building the park, like designing the stuff and placing the dinosaurs, taking them from site B to Nublar, stuff like that. That's really thrilling to me. The structure of Mizrani, stuff like that. I would love to see that kind of stuff. And then obviously whatever happens with Dominion. And Jediscapes here says, we need Jurassic meets Walking Dead type storytelling. Dinosaurs versus people. People train dinosaurs. Wait, people train dinos versus people. People train dinosaurs versus people. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I think if they did go this route of Dominion, or after Fallen Kingdom, like that could definitely be the case. And it seems like there's going to be more and more dinosaurs with Dominion, so that could certainly be where the world is at that point. I don't know if it'd ever be Walking Dead levels of like paranoia and apocalypse, but I think it could be interesting though. How about Danny Castro wants the Dilophosaurus. So just like how about just a Dilophosaurus show? um Yeah, and Danny also mentions the exactly what I brought up earlier, a little bit earlier, about the kids show going to Netflix and making this show more mature, like the book. But I just don't think they're gonna go mature. As far as The Walking Dead, that's on a cable channel, AMC. So there's limited not violence. There's plenty of violence, but there's limited language and stuff like that. So I just don't think they'll go that route. I don't think they'll be as violent and gory and stuff and adult themed as the book. But you know, I don't know. I think it has to be broad and open to a lot of people. But yeah, caught up here. Whew. There's a lot going on, guys. A new Jurassic series coming here at some point. Where is it going? Nobody knows. We know that Justin Falvey and Daryl Frank are involved, and like I said, there's not much details and no idea where this information really came from outside of Outpost. So I couldn't really. I tried to look up some more stuff, couldn't really find too much, and it's not on their IMDb's or anything like that. So I don't know really where all the information came from, but sounds like they're involved, and it sounds like Colin and Steven are producers, along with these guys here. So Colin and Steven are just like, Steven's the guy that's attached to everything he's ever done, like, right? And a lot of other stuff. Like was he involved with Terra Nova? I think he was. But Falling Skies, stuff like that. So he's attached to everything these days, and even Indiana Jones now. It seems like he's not directing that anymore, and he's just attached as a producer, doing what he's done here for years with Jurassic, I'm assuming. And then Colin is just he is the new Steven in a way, so he's overseeing everything. So of course those guys would be involved, but yeah. This is interesting. Something that could be filming out in Vancouver or Canada. Vancouver's like where a lot of television shows and other productions are shot. So, I mentioned Supernatural earlier before, as far as like what kind of series would be interesting to see, going and hunting these things and cataloging them. That's a great place. And they've already shot in Canada. They filmed their stuff out in Canada already, like out in the snow. So as far as the movie is concerned, sorry, Jurassic World Dominion. But this, I don't know when this is going to pick up, but I'm excited. This is going to be fun. And this, a lot of people have said and kind of fallen into the trap that Jurassic World 3 is the end. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not. A lot of the words that they've been using in their releases, their press releases and all this stuff, it's kind of centered around the dialogue being like a universe or a saga or something like that. Like it's bigger than just this, and it's not like a trilogy. They're just in a series of films. So I think this is going to be something that makes more movies probably in the future, and obviously television. Like I said before with Star Wars, the future of Star Wars is in television. Maybe the future of Jurassic is in television. I think it is. I think it's coming, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm interested to see what is the future of Jurassic and television series, and hopefully it's good. Hopefully they put money into it, and I hope it's centered around something other than the Indominus Rex breakout. Yeah. Jurassic Dave. That's where I was kind of going, leading with that. Is it gives us something to talk about in the future. It gives us a lot to talk about in the future. We're gonna have a lot to discuss here on the podcast with the production of Jurassic World Dominion in full swing. We've got Camp Cretaceous coming in August, so we're going to have a lot to talk about there. We're going to have a live-action series coming. We've got Jurassic World live tours still ongoing. We've got theme park stuff still coming, and Universal Beijing will be opening next year, and the construction is ongoing as we speak. As far as I know, they've gone back to start construction on Universal Beijing, which kind of halted a little bit because of the virus. Danny Castro, this is not due to come out this year. This is the very first details that Jurassic Outpost. Yeah, is that better than Outhouse, like Chris was saying before? Jurassic Outpost shared. This is the very first details that they shared. And it's not even like there's no official press release or anything like that. No official information that I could find outside of just Jurassic Outpost sharing their information. So we don't know. This is very early stages, and if it's to be assumed, it would probably be, I don't know if it would be 2021, maybe it'd be a nice tie-in after Jurassic Dominion, but probably 2022 or maybe even after that, who knows. But yeah, I'm excited, guys, and I want to keep this conversation going, so please reach out to us all over social media. Go to our Twitter at Jurassic Park Pod, and our Facebook is Jurassic Park Podcast. Just go search for us over there. We also do have a Facebook group, so please go join our Facebook group and answer the 2 questions that are there. Who is an actor from the Jurassic series, and who's a host or a contributor on this podcast right here? You have to answer those 2 questions to be entered into our Facebook group, where we have some fun conversations and share a lot of fun stuff. So go join that over on our Instagram. Go follow us on Instagram, guys. We're always sharing some stuff over there at Jurassic Park Podcast. Yeah, it's full at Jurassic Park Podcast. And go to JurassicParkPodcast.com to find all kinds of stuff, articles. I don't have one up on this news just yet because I did this instead. So maybe I'll put this up there. Who knows? But we have show notes, all that stuff. Listen to our episode this week, guys, over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Go listen to episode, 223, I think? The Jurassic Mailbag. Is that the one that's out this week? Yeah, I forgot already. It's late in the week. Go listen to the Jurassic Mailbag, where we talk all about Jurassic World Dominion and answer all of your voicemails, your calls, your MP3s. We had a blast doing that, me and Jennifer Evans. So that was so much fun. But yeah, thank you guys. This has been a blast. I'm excited. What's happening? A Jurassic series is coming at some point in our future. Something we've thought about for a very long time. Let's hope it lives up to our expectations. It's going to be fun, guys. Thank you so much for watching this, and enjoy.